welcome back to another expert interview show. So, today we have a very special guest. So, before that, I would like to share what exactly this show about. So, this show is Voice of Entrepreneurs Live. Every week, we invite the entrepreneur who started their journey from scratch and now they are growing exponentially in their career, in their business. And it is not about just growing, how they're already impacting other people around them. So that is something we as a community believe, that rather than just growing yourself, how you can impact other people also around you. So that is something our mission. And today we have very special guest who I met like maybe few months ago, like 8 9 months ago, inside a course. But the thing is, he's like super active, and I think one of the best student of from our batch. Now the thing is, he has done such an incredible job, not just to only one particular category of digital marketing, multiple. But today we'll discuss more about freelancing, which is one of the biggest pain areas in digital marketing, I believe, because I'm getting a lot of queries every single day, that how to get clients, how to get first paying clients. So he has done incredible job in terms of freelancing, landing multiple recurring um, freelancing clients. So today he'll be sharing some golden nuggets about it. And so let's get started and let's welcome Jayan to our show. Welcome Jayan to our live show. How are you doing today?
I am awesome, and it's so good to be finally in a show with you. Felt like
Yes.
your like lifelong dream came true. Not like that, but yeah, it's good. It's good to be here, and yeah, I'm happy to share. And I love Shagar how he does this lives every single day. In fact, I have learned all of this stuff like going live every day, providing value to my people. All of this from Sagar, and it's been hardly what Sagar. It's hardly 2 weeks of me going live, and I've already landed clients through Facebook.
Yes, yes.
This is something
You
that
are
I've
you
never
sharing
tried.
today itself, like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
that's the power of Facebook Live.
Yep.
How you are
Yep.
getting like very instant impact in
Yeah.
your profile or in with your audience. Great.
Absolutely.
So our audience is guys. If you're watching live, comment hashtag live. Watching replay, comment hashtag replay, so that we'll know that. And just put some likes or comment or subscribe, whatever you are watching. We are live on YouTube also. Please subscribe to our channels. And guys, so excited, guys. So okay, so then just quickly introduce basically what do you do. Basically, many people don't know about you in inside our community. And just quick introduction. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So I do a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, I have a full time job at learntoday.com. The
Yeah.
same. Both our guru who taught us digital marketing. I'm working
I,
with
I,
him.
I forgot to mention one thing, like he's working one India's top digital marketer, Digital Deepak. That is the one of the best, like you can say, it is like pleasure to be part of that kind of team, like that kind of mentor specifically. I learned a lot from Digital Deepak sir, and I cannot explain in words. Yeah, okay, please carry on.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, working with GD is like super fun and like full of learnings. Every time I talk to him, it's like another business idea just comes up in my head.
Yep.
So that's my full time job. Apart from that, I do freelancing. I mean, people who use WordPress must have used Astra, the theme. They are one of my
Mm.
clients.
Wow.
Uh, Apart from that, I work for e-commerce clients. I worked for them. I think I let go of a few clients right now because I wanted to start my own e-commerce store, and I started my own
Mm.
e-commerce store. And it's been what 12th day. We hit like $1,200 of revenue with that. So yeah, you name it: a job, freelancing, e-commerce. The only thing that is missing in my life is affiliate marketing, so which I will get back to very very soon. So, yeah, that's me.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, so how you got started actually your online journey?
Yeah, so give me 1 second. I think there is a slight noise in my background.
Yeah, knowledge is coming.
Cool. Is it clear now?
Yeah, is it clear? Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I realized that this mic was not connected, and
Oh, okay.
so yeah, cool. Yes. So how I got started is, so we both were learning DDIP, learning Digital Deepak's internship program that time, and during that time, you remember week 7, right, where we were asked to generate our own leads and contact our clients.
Mhm. Exactly.
So by that time, I was like applying jobs everywhere possible, but
Mhm.
I was not getting any results. Exactly in that week, the way DD taught us to generate leads and approach them, I did
Mhm.
exactly that. But this time, I did not write a simple email like होता है ना कि like dear sir slash madam with due
Mhm.
respect and all that old bullshit of English. Now, I did not write any of this. I just simply wrote, like, "Hi, I'm Jayant, a content writer from India, and I see that your blog needs improvement, something in those lines. And I love your company, what you do, and I think I'll be a great fit. And I would love to write 1 or 2 articles for you if you like. If you really need help in this particular area, do give a reply to my email. And here is a dog meme to make your day." I literally sent a meme on my job application, and you know what? I was accepted in that particular job.
Wow.
Like, wow,
That.
this stuff works. And they offered me a job after reviewing my articles and something like that. Then I realized, like, what if I can land some actual client with this very same strategy? I generated leads just the way DD taught us, and I sent them love letters, basically. Not
No,
applications,
the
rather love
that
letters.
yeah.
You know,
That's what
literally
the
every
creativity comes like. Yeah, that is the true creativity you have shown. Yeah.
Absolutely. And every single mail that I sent had a meme in it, or any funny
Oh,
gif or something. Because, many time people don't realize that, like, the person on the other side reading that application is also human. It's
human
not a
being.
robot or
Yes.
something, right? So you need to
Mm.
make it readable for humans. So if the email is not fun, why would he go past the first sentence? It's like basic copywriting stuff.
Mhm.
So I did
Because
that
just
for
another
every single
email
one.
coming. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I created that, and that just works too. Like, this system works no matter where you go. And that's how I landed my first ever client, which paid me not much. They paid me about $4,000 for 6 months, which is pretty okay. Like,
Hmm.
now I'm happy with
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that 4,000 is, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Hmm.
So now you are also working with that same company.
Hmm. So they hired me for
Yeah.
full time, but now then I told them that I can't work with you. But they said we can't get another guy like you. So they converted my full time job into consulting. So I'm a freelancer in the company as well. Right now, so I'm like shedding my
Great.
clients because better clients are coming in. So I have to let go of my older clients slowly because look, if I ask my older clients to raise the money, they rarely raise the money. So newer clients, they pay me more money. So I have to let go of my previous clients so that new clients come in, and that's the way it is working.
So if I ask you for a new like entrepreneur or new digital marketers, what you suggest they should choose a job or they should choose freelance? What is your opinion about it? I think definitely you have done freelance, but because many people still confused, should they go for a job, they go for a freelance? What is your
Mhm.
opinion about it?
So see, like, the major affinity towards job by any guy, any job seeker, any aspirants, is that there is a level of security, right? There's
Hmm.
definitely a level of security that goes on, and you feel like, okay, um, my income is stable or something. But
Hmm.
there is a way around it. If you know how to do freelancing well, you can absolutely generate the same regular levels of income that you would generate with any job.
Hmm.
Job is good in the sense that you get disciplined in a job. So there are processes, there
Hmm.
are systems, you are fixed in a schedule, and you get very much disciplined and you literally know how to do the things. That's the pro of a job. But in freelancing, it's all chaotic, right? It's very difficult to manage. Trust me, that's why I say everybody that freelancing is not for everybody, because it's difficult to manage 5 6 clients at the same time. And
Hmm.
that too, like, you don't get paid every single time. But I personally have created like a hack around it, where what I do is I land my clients. I have a entire funnel set up for them. Whenever I ask my client, whenever I land a first client, I do a very small kind of reasonably less risky kind of project for them. For example, if I
Mhm.
work with Astra, what I do is I will write 1 or 2 articles for them. And what they will
Mhm.
do is they will go through the articles. If they like me, they will give me more articles. I know that, right? Now, when they
Yes,
come
yes.
back to me, ki say, "Ha, Jayant, your articles are good, and we didn't have to do much corrections, and they were properly optimized. Would you like to do
Mhm.
more work?" That's when I pitch the major thing. I can tell them, "Ki boss, the thing is, I have a lot of work coming in, and
Mhm.
I can't guarantee that I'll always be available for work. But if you can sign a contract for the next 6 months to 1 year,
Mhm.
you pay me this
Mhm.
much fixed every single month for the next
Mhm.
1 year, and I can keep writing articles for you. And basically, we are pretty much good to go because now you don't have to pay me by the words. Because
Mhm.
imagine what happens, because they also have to spend the money, right? They also have to report the money. When there is a fluctuation in money, they have to be accountable for that. Now I'm asking them that you pay me a fixed
This
amount
amount.
for the next
Yes, to
1 year. Now they are also like free out of like any risks.
Okay.
They know how much
Mhm.
they have to pay, and it's good for them as well. So in that case, what happens is it's basically a job, right? For 1 year, it's a job. And if you do a good job for that 1 year, you can actually ask for increment. You have a
Mhm.
consistent income, and you don't need to
Mhm.
do a job. Rather, you have a freelancing client who keeps on paying you. And if imagine if you have like 5 such clients, like a
Mhm.
lot of people talk about, let's have like 10 clients, 20 clients, 200 clients. Imagine if you just have 5 clients, and each
Yes.
client pays you at least like 30,000 rupees, let's say $500, right?
Mhm.
5 clients paying you $2,500. Not bad for an income, right? And
Mhm.
that's the hack that not hack, I would say that's pretty much general thing. Just need to sell it well, and people will
So, like
definitely.
when you started out, like what are the challenges you faced? Earliest part of your career, your journey. Did you face any challenges to getting clients? Because if suppose somebody is watching and they are into completely new to freelancing or they are struggling to get their first client. Okay, so
Absolutely.
definitely must be something you must have faced. What kind of that kind of challenge and how did you overcome that?
So it took me a bit of time, but I realized that clients, whether it's freelancing or job, no, really cares about how much you learned, right? There are beginners who
Mhm.
are more skilled than
Exactly.
you and me, but they are
Mhm.
struggling to land jobs. I personally know a lot of people.
A lot of
The
people,
thing
yes.
is, uh, clients, they just demand results. If you show them the results, there is absolutely no way that they will not hire you. And they most clients want tangible results. Let's take an example of a SEO guy who wants to do search engine optimization for a client.
Mhm.
How, like, would you ever believe me if I'll give you a big long proposals with all sorts of portfolio, but if I don't have a single keyword ranking on top of Google, would you ever hire me? Right? Nobody would
No,
hire me.
no.
So that's what you need. Like, if you are an SEO guy, rank some keywords. If you are an
Yes.
e-commerce guy, start an e-commerce store, show some portfolio. That's what I'm doing, right, with my e-commerce store. Now I can show them,
Yes.
ki, hey, this is my ad
This
spend,
is
this is my
already there.
revenue. With
Mm.
such a small budget, I can do this. Imagine what I can do with your $5,000 budget. Imagine what I can do with your $10,000 budget, right?
Mm.
That's what clients
Yes.
wants to see. If you are a funnel designer, create a funnel that works, right? If you are a
Yes.
copywriter, create a copy that actually attracts their attention. And that's what people want to see. A portfolio doesn't just mean that you have done a ton of work. A portfolio means that you have done work that is efficient, that works for other people.
Efficient.
And that's
Let's
what.
suppose somebody like don't have results, like uh, they can get their first client because I know so like you mentioned that they have knowledge, but they don't have any results like prior results before that.
Yeah,
Is
so
it
that's
possible to
where.
get the first?
Yeah, it is possible, but they should not expect payment right there.
Mm,
And that's where what happens is a lot of people expect to get paid on the day one, but I keep saying that you need to think like an entrepreneur. Like imagine if it is your business and you
Mhm.
want to, like you have a content marketing business, would you ever hire somebody who doesn't have any background, right? And if
Exactly.
somebody and if somebody approaches you for some background, what you need to do is like you make him work. And
Mhm.
that's where I think a lot of people make mistake. They just want to get paid on day one. Rather, what they should do is, for one or two clients, they should work for free and get that testimony.
Free.
That is
Mm,
extremely important. For me, my
mm,
first testimony came from Sanjay Shenoy. And like I didn't even work for him.
mm,
I just attended a webinar and he was checking everybody's assignments and I showed my assignment. And he was like, wow, Jayant, that is so nice and all. I clipped that, created a long form landing page, very like 2000 word landing page in jayantpade.com.
mhm,
In the bottom, it was a testimonial. And I shared that. That itself worked. Now, when you work for somebody for free, even if for a smaller project, imagine
small
Sagar
project.
wants his SEO done. I'll go to
Mhm,
Sagar, pick out some keywords, at least rank 2 to 3 keywords, right? You are getting free
mhm.
traffic. I just wrote a
Yes.
couple of articles. I just built a couple of backlinks. Those articles are ranking. Now you can give me a good testimony. And I can take that testimony, create my own
Mm,
landing pages, create my own funnels, and share that with another client to see what I have done with Sagar with such a small scale. Imagine what I can do for you with
mhm,
a larger scale. And that's how you can do. But that struggle is there. You cannot escape that struggle. If you have a little bit of resources, create your own blog, create your own content systems and everything. If not, work for somebody who can give you a testimony. That struggle has to be there.
that's great. So let's suppose now this thing is done. Like, how do you like find like well basically let's suppose I started as a funnel builder or something like Facebook ad. I wanted to do Facebook ads. So how can I get my first client? Where can I how I know that okay the process you told like to do one or two clients. Now how to find those people, one or two people? What are
Yeah.
the sources of that?
So the thing is, one has to be clear with their niche. And with
Mm-hmm.
freelancing, the niche selection, if I can define, it's like it's a combination of their skill and an industry. So the combination is like, let's say you are a funnel builder, but for
Mm-hmm.
whom? You are a funnel builder,
Exactly.
I know, but for whom?
Mm-hmm.
So there comes the industry part. Funnel builder for restaurants, funnel builder for e-commerce guys, funnel builder for let's say a fitness industry, fitness gym owners or something like that. Now, when you have your industry and your skill cleared out, now you can go to your industry related Facebook groups. That is one way. That's in Facebook group. Let's say we have gym owners association, there are restaurant associations. You can go there and just start solving people's questions. That's what we did when we started, right? You
Yes.
also did that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
also did that. We started answering people's question, and other
Exactly.
people will absolutely notice. And when they notice, you are already building your personal brand. People know you, people trust you. And when they ask you for help, then you can pitch in,
Mm-hmm.
hey boss, this is not free, at least I need a testimonial. That's one way. Another
Mm-hmm.
way is through LinkedIn. Keep sharing your results. If you even have a little bit of results, keep sharing it on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has incredible reach. uh, in fact, I keep sharing my results. They get like 2,000, 3,000 views. Imagine even if 10 business owners see those, right? That's still
Yes.
10 business owner watching your results, right? And
Mm.
when you reach out to them, they recognize, hey, this guy has posted. And that's what happens a lot of times. And third
Yes.
trick, it is actually a trick that I use. And again, it needs a little bit of experience. I would not recommend complete beginners to go there. I get the most high quality leads from AngelList. Angel.co, basically. The website name is angel.co.
Okay.
And
Mm.
AngelList is a hub for startups. They get, they raise fundings, they hire talent from there. So what they do is in angel.co, they post job postings, right?
Yeah, I know about like the back in like 2016, 17, I used to search job in that particular site.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't know like how you also can get uh, the projects like this.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm coming. No, that's why I called it a trick. It's not a skill or something. What you need to do
Okay.
is apply for a job. Now you need to
Mm.
understand the audience. So because that's the most important thing, you need to understand what exactly the audience wants. Angel.co
Mm.
is a hub for startups. A lot of startups are funded, a lot of them are not funded. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, this funded startup, they look for talent to recruit in their companies. And they, since they are startups, one thing you need to understand about startup, if you are really working with an entrepreneur, you need to understand their minds.
Mhm.
They
Yes,
want
yes.
people who can take ownership, right? They don't want
Mhm.
people who can
Yes,
depend. So with a job, you're kind of dependent on the system. When you're a
exactly.
freelancer, you're not dependent on the system. You can do your own thing as well. You're outside all those agreements that there people go through. Now, what you need to do is to apply for a job there. But here you need a little
Mhm.
bit of experience. Ki, okay, I have done this, have these results and all. That has to be there. In Angel.co, you need to apply for a job. And in the job interview, you can say, you can pitch your freelancing services because you have already proven if you are in the interview, that means you are kind of in the zone there. People have selected you. On top of it,
Mhm.
the better you present yourself in that particular interview, the better you pitch your services. That job can turn into a freelance client, and you can also have some recurring revenue out of it. So yeah, angel list magic.
Wow, that's super awesome trick. Guys, that's late. Yeah, Jeffrey also. This is like angel.co, right? Yeah.
Yeah, angel.com. That's the website.
Thanks, Jeffrey, for sharing. And yeah, so now the question is like, once they get the clients, let's suppose they land with the clients, how to retain them? Like that is the most difficult part. Like
Yeah.
many people, they get the client, but it is very difficult to retain them. Like how you do for 1 year, it is a huge achievement, right? So how they can do it for
Mm.
recurring basis? Like they should pay monthly. So,
Mm. I mean, do a good
yeah.
job. So
Yeah.
there is no other
Mhm.
way. Like I was in the other group. I think you are also a part of that group. Somebody was asking that the client is asking for such long articles. How can we write our articles faster? Is there any tool or is there any this thing, that thing, so that we can uh, complete the project faster or anything? There is there is absolutely no other way to make the client happy. You have to produce good results, and to produce good results you have to be better at what you do. If you are a content writer, write good content faster. If you are a funnel designer, produce better quality content in shorter times. If you are a copywriter, produce insanely high quality copy. There is absolutely no other way. This is where the hard work comes in, and this is where I completely disagree with people who say, ah, I do smart work, I don't do hard work. Bro, you have to do hard work in this particular point. If you want retained client, you need to work hard. There is no other way around it.
No other options, right. So
Yeah.
now the thing is, okay, once you get the client, how you can sell your service as high ticket because this is something many people want. They want the
Mm.
service to next level. I believe you work on some offers kind of things. So what is your suggestion to like new person they wanted to hike their price and sell high
Mm.
ticket in freelancing services?
Now when it comes
Because
to
I
high ticket.
just wanted to interrupt because many funnel builder also some people when I used to last year I used to land so one client asked me two things. So we were discussing with some funnel builder. So we are charging them $1,000, but that person told me that I got from somewhere $150, right? So there is a huge difference for the same
Yeah.
work, right?
Mm.
So it means like there is something we can improvise an offer, but so what is your take on it?
So the thing is, I personally will not never pitch a high ticket offer without nurturing them at least for 3 to 4 months. The thing is,
Mhm.
see, okay, we talked about DD, okay? So DD is
Mhm.
coming up with higher priced internships. Maybe they will be priced at 40K, 50K. I don't know what will be the price, but definitely they will be at a very higher price. Would you ever go for
Mhm.
that or not?
Yeah, definitely. But if I got a value of
Yeah,
and got a
absolutely.
result,
I mean,
definitely I would go for next.
yeah, absolutely. Because you know you will get value. Why? Because
Mhm.
you have seen the value that DD has bring brought to you in the previous
Exactly.
course that we have been there. Now, what happens
Yes.
here is we have already been nurtured for 3 months. We have seen how good this particular course can be. And that has
Mhm.
actually changed our lives. You started affiliate marketing, I started freelancing, I got my jobs. So much value has given to us with just an introductory course. Imagine what will happen in the next courses. Now
Mhm.
here, an offer doesn't just come in terms of a monetary value. An offer also comes in form of a trust. Imagine I am
Right.
working with you for, like, let's say 6 months. Okay, let's say Sagar and I are
Mhm.
working. I constantly am optimizing Sagar's profile, I'm building funnels for Sagar. What happens is, now I understand Sagar needs a copywriter as well. Okay, funnel
Mhm.
designers, I see they lack at they suck at copywriting. If you get offended, I'm sorry, but I've seen a lot of funnel designers build funnels, but copywriting needs help there. And imagine if you are a funnel designer who also has learned copywriting, you can absolutely create a better offer for Sagar, because Sagar already trusts you as a funnel designer. Now you learned copywriting. Now you can provide both the services together, compile them together, and you can tell Sagar, hey, Sagar, you don't have to create separate KPIs, one for KPI is key performance indicator for
Yep.
copywriter and funnel designer separately. I'll do both of them for you. And let's say you hire a copywriter for $10,000 a month, and you're paying me $2,000 a month. Combinedly, you will be paying what, both of us $12,000 a month. Do one thing, pay me $8,000 a month, and I'm pretty much happy. Now what happens is, okay, something happened here. Okay.
No,
uh,
no.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Now what happens is, I have built a trust on you. You already know me. You don't have to, like, there is no scope of skepticism here. Even if you're a skeptic, I can absolutely write a copy and give it to you, and you be the judge. And you don't have to go ahead and search for a copywriter. That's your time saved, because time is money. And here is an incredible offer. Now here we both gain something. And you
Yeah.
always have to remember that a transaction happens only when the value exceeds money. When the value you
Exactly.
give, it exceeds the money, that's when somebody
Mhm.
actually purchases you. Now here I'm giving you offer combined services, where my value is more than what you'll be paying for a copywriter and funnel designer separately. That's where you
Mhm.
need to come, and this needs to come only after a bit of nurturing. It's my thing. I mean, many
Yes. Yes.
freelancers, they directly approach, they are better salespeople. I don't know how it works. For me, I would rather give a lot of value upfront, build that trust, and then sell. It just makes things so much easier.
Even pricing factor also matters when you say that, okay, if when they see value is more than price, they don't talk about the
Absolutely.
price also,
Mm,
right? Because the once they feel that the price is, if they feel price is high, because only when they feel okay the value is less, what exactly you are
absolutely.
providing, that
Exactly.
is also matter most. And like
And
many
one more
in
thing.
price, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So
No,
one
no,
more
no,
thing
no.
is there. Uh, since we are talking about the pricing factor,
Mhm.
so the thing that happens without nurturing, you can absolutely sell without this level of nurturing to a client if you are already have a lot of clients at that same level. Right now, if you go and hire some big shot digital marketers, they will not reduce their charges just because you are asking them, right? Now they already
Yes.
have a backing behind them. If you already have some number of clients, you have generated some number of results for them, you can absolutely charge higher. But you need to, like, uh, basically sell them a little bit in a better way, not just because there the trust factor is missing. You need to bring in some better things. Like, let's say if I'm selling a higher priced product or higher priced service to Sagar, what happens is I'll need to see what Sagar is missing, because he is not having that exact uh, what you call service with him. Let's say Sagar is losing his client, Sagar is not able to retain his client, or maybe Sagar's conversion rate is too low because his copywriting is not good. Then I need to explore Sagar's issues, like where exactly is you having, how much money are you losing, and how much money can you make if I can make the copy right. So now
Mhm.
when I can bridge that gap, like a gap of not making enough conversions with the gap of making extremely high conversions, and you see that this guy is just knows his stuff, he can bridge that gap, that's when I can pitch a service. This is also known as a spin selling. I read in this book. I think
Mhm.
we are both big fans of Neil
I
Reka.
bought that. You recommended that. I bought within 1 hour.
This book is gold, man. This book is gold. But then again, the condition applied here is you can only land a client when they need you. If they don't need you, I mean, don't even bother. Like, it's better to lose that client than to like land that client. Just a bunch of mental headache otherwise. Hmm.
Yeah. So what do you like do when the price negotiation go to the next level? Like people just stuck with that particular price level. Like I suggested that, like something we have offered for 997, and somebody is asking $150, right? Like
Hmm.
maybe $500, which is like 50% what exactly we're offering. So what do you do in that particular situation where when this, how do you handle this price negotiation part?
Okay. So in that particular case, is it the exact same thing or are you giving more value to them?
See, the thing is, definitely we are giving value, a lot of value in terms of like more like support, more
Hmm.
alterations, right? For three
Hmm. Hmm.
months, 6 months, we're giving value. But the thing is, client
Hmm.
is completely focused on that. Okay, just do it this funnel work only for
That's when
this.
this again this spin selling comes in. You need to probe the client. For example, you are my
Okay.
client, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
we have this discussion going on. I would ask
Mm-hmm.
like, how much are you spending? Right now, how much are you spending? It's okay if that guy does a good job. I will hire him. You don't even need to hire him. I will hire him for my own work. But here's the thing: how
Mm-hmm.
much are you spending on that guy? On top of
Mm-hmm.
it, if he delivers one landing page, are you sure that that landing page will work? Because you are a digital marketer, you know that one landing page never works. What happens if you need the next one? He will charge you 150 more. What if you need next one? Because even for my own e-commerce store, it took me 10 different iterations in my landing page to come up with a good high converting landing page. Imagine the same client going to the same freelancer, hiring him for $150 for 10 different times. $1,500 he's spending on him to get the job done. Here, on the other side, you are who is giving a proper value where the offer, where you are selling ki boss, you just give me this much for the next this much months. And what I will do is I'll not charge a single penny from you, no matter how much of what do you call that changes you want me to make. There is no maintenance charge for you. Now you need to make them clear, and this only comes by probing the client, how much he's spending, how much he's losing out, if he is losing out at all, how much will he be earning if he is hiring you. So when you make that gap wider and wider, you win the negotiation because you basically have more weightage on your side, and that's spin selling is all about. So definitely check that book out. So people who don't know, this guy Neil Rackham, I mean, I'm to Indian here. So this guy is a psychologist with more than 25 years of experience, and he did a research on 35,000 sales call over 12 years, and he documented everything in this
Wow.
small book, and he created a particular formula on uh, how exactly good salespeople work and how they probe their clients, how they consult. Basically, he talks about consultative selling that Sabri Subi also talks about, and I think he is the president of one research firm. I don't remember, but yeah, definitely check this book out. Amazing book if you want to sell high-priced products.
Awesome. Awesome.
Cool.
That is like the real golden nuggets, Jayant.
Thank
So,
you.
Jen, one more question. So, how you got client referrals? Many questions. One question, somebody asked me, like, how actually do you get this type of referrals from your
Oh, sorry, you were stuck at some point. It's okay. I think you're back.
1 second. Yeah, is it audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible, clear, loud and clear, man.
Okay. Yeah. So I
All
was
right.
asking like about client referrals. Like, do you get client if how you can leverage the power of referrals?
Hmm.
So that is something.
So this is something I tried when I was starting out. So what I would do is,
Mhm,
there is one way, that is cold email, right? Cold email is the best thing that I used to do.
mhm,
What I used to do is I used to ask this startup founders to meet me for a cup of coffee. I would not pitch my services. I would never ever talk about them what I do. All I would ask them is,
mhm.
"Hey boss, come over the next CCD." I used to live in Bangalore that time. I would be like, "Let's meet over a cup of coffee and I'll pay." So many founders are like, uh, many coaches, many founders who are in this field. They love to talk about their idea, and you need to probe their idea also. Let's say Sagar is
Yeah,
talking about affiliate marketing and funnels. I would like I would watch Sagar's live 2 3 times and I'll find out some good point and I'll ask, hey Sagar, why don't you come over and let's meet over a cup of coffee and let's just chat about it. I'll never ever
mhm.
pitch.
Yes,
What that does is, like, I'm networking here, right? And people,
networking. Mhm.
networking is so undervalued, man. It's so undervalued. People think that since the world has gone
Exactly.
digital, you should also become go digital. But networking is that one old school method that just works, that has worked 100 years before.
Magic. Yeah.
It will still work 100 years from now. And just asking somebody for a cup of coffee, just talking about their business, their passions and interest, it takes you a long way. And what that does is they remember you. My first ever interaction was with a client that was not even a client. He actually referred one of his friend to me. Hey, I know this guy Giant who can actually help you out. He's good with e-commerce. That's how the word of mouth spreads. The more you
Exactly.
network, the more word of mouth
Mhm.
spreads.
More. Yes.
And that's what you do, right? You go live. I go live nowadays, and what we
Mhm,
are doing is we are
mhm.
connecting with more and more people every single day.
Connect with
Now,
people. Yeah, and mhm.
people are talking behind our backs, but in a good way. Like, they're talking, huh, Sagar is such a great mentor.
Yes,
He's providing so much value every single day. That's how you have built a community of more than 1,000 people. That's why I have so much respect for
exactly.
you. You are networking on a one-to-many level, which is amazing. And this is the
Yes,
ultimate thing to get referrals, to get any kind of word of mouth spread, is to build a lot of network, big network.
yeah. That's the reason why, like, I do Facebook Live. It is because it creates instant touch. Like, I
Yeah.
don't have to like go a long route. I'm just connecting. Like, I'm in front of them. Now we are
Mm,
discussing with each other. It's like you are just sitting in front of me.
absolutely.
Similarly, in Facebook Live, I believe like people are connecting with more than any other social medias. That's how like I
Mm,
love about uh, Facebook Lives. Now the last question is
absolutely.
like how I can scale freelance business. Let's suppose I do a client. How if I do I have 5 clients, it's like huge for me. How I can scale this business into the next level?
So the next step of freelancing is building an agency. If you are into that, like if you want to keep doing freelancing, if you want to keep providing services,
Mhm.
I'll take some. Yeah, if you want to keep providing the services, you want to stay in the service industry, the best thing that you can do is to scale it to an agency eventually. Now, agency is where you are
Mhm.
like building a proper business. Freelancing is a business, you have GST and everything, but having an agency and a name to that agency just takes it to a whole another level. And how do you do that? You start by outsourcing the same work that you have been doing alone. Right now I have what, two
Exactly.
clients and a full-time job. Tomorrow I want to scale it to 5 clients, but I know that with two
Mhm.
clients alone I'm working like 18 hours a day. I have my e-commerce store to handle, I have my full-time job to handle. I can't do any a single more client. So what I would do, I
Mhm.
have trained two more guys under me. So they are still working with me, but on my e-commerce store. But I know that these guys whom I have personally trained, they can take more client of work and they will just report to me. And I'll slowly start outsourcing that work to more and more people. Now,
Exactly.
let's say you have a team of
Mhm.
three. If one person can handle 2 clients or 3 clients, 3 people can handle up to 10 clients. Okay, Sagar is gone for a while. Cool. Guys, am I live or is Sagar only gone? Please let me know in the comments. Oh, hey, you're back.
Yeah, the network connection. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's good. I think not lose a lot. Cool. Awesome. So
Yeah.
that's what I said. Like you start hiring at that point when you have enough money and you start outsourcing that part and basically scale it. I know a person personally in one of our membership groups here in Learn Today. He makes like their revenue is about 10 crores per year, and that's exactly how they started. Started as a
Wow.
freelancer, and they're also creative agencies. They don't do a lot of this proper salesy work. They build creatives, and they started with one client, two client, three clients. Then they started training other people. Then the agency grew big to some 100 people. Now they're making like 10 crores per year, and which is like crazy amazing, right? That's the ultimate thing. So I see a
Yes, yes.
great question. How to be more disciplined with our
Okay,
business?
there's some.
Sometimes, yeah, yeah, I think it's a
Yes.
great question. Great question, man. How to be more disciplined with our business? Sometimes it is hard to handle the things and the situation, and absolutely correct, spot on. I am facing that issue right now. But the thing is, you need to realize that, see, everything in life is one side, but you not being able to feed yourself is another side. That takes precedence. So as a business owner, you don't see freelancing as just a gig. Freelancing is a real business, because if you are doing freelancing, you need to actually submit income tax. You need to actually have your own GST and so many other things at some companies, right? This is a real business. And as a business owner, you also are responsible for your business. So no matter how bad things are in your personal life, you need to take care of your business like you take care of your baby. How many of you are fathers here? I mean, parents know this stuff. I have done babysitting. I know. No matter how bad your situation is, you always take care of your baby. Business is exactly like that. There is no way around it. And to be disciplined, again, no way around this. No one is coming to wake you up 3 a.m. in the morning. You have to wake yourself up. So I can't give you any hack. There is no tool. There is no magic trick that you can apply to wake up early or start working or keep yourself motivated. You have to keep yourself motivated. No other way around it. Uh,
Yeah, like there is one quote, like I remember, like what you do when nobody is watching, that's what actually true. Uh, your originality is showcased in front of other
absolutely.
people. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Prabhakar is asking, what if
that is.
we are starting out and client is asking for portfolio, how to handle it? Build a portfolio, man. That's what I tell. Build a portfolio. I think Prabhakar is
Great
a
for
funnel designer. Build a portfolio. I
funnel
mean, you are
designer. Yeah, one of
already
best
getting a lot
funnel
of
designer.
testimony. I think Rahul Bhai shared a testimony about Prabhakar. I am motivated to hire Prabhakar
Mm.
for one of my funnels. But
He's
yeah,
done
like,
a good job of one of he's also working one of my uh, coaching funnel. He's about to finish today itself. Done a
hmm,
good job. Yeah.
nice. I mean, come on, you are not a beginner anymore. But if you don't have a portfolio, build a portfolio. It might cost you a bit
At
of
this
money,
age
but
of
it's
40,
like,
uh,
yeah, I
right
know,
now,
man. I mean,
he's
amazing. Great job, great job. I think if Prabhakar learns copywriting, it's like ultimate hard to beat skill.
ultimate. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Any question, guys?
Cool.
Biggest takeaway, inspiration of the interview, man. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cool. Any questions? Okay, I think every question we covered up. And what is your one piece of advice you wanted to give to audience? Because we just wanted to. What is your favorite book? I've seen like a lot of books there. What is your
Oh man,
favorite book?
such a difficult question. No, no, no. I don't have a favorite book. So all these books that you see on top, like these books on the bottoms, are all recommendations. So somebody told me to read, and I bought them, but never read them. That's how it is. But these books, these are all based on objectives. So because I'm a very objective-driven reader, I don't have a favorite book. For example, I want to learn funnels, read Russell Brunson's book. I want to learn business and
That's
copywriting, read Sabi Sabi's book. I want to learn sales, spin
mm,
selling. So every book is amazing. I can't say any one book is
mm.
favorite. Uh, yeah, because objectives are more important. And yeah, like I think something else came to my mind, but I forgot about it. So yeah, you told me about one thing that I should be sharing with people. So if I just simplify this entire 45 minutes of interview in just 3 4 lines, it would be like, to start freelancing, all you need is three things. One is a skill that you need to learn. You are a funnel designer, start building funnels. Start learning how to build funnels. If you are a copywriter, start learning how to copy. For that, you need a mentor. Find a mentor. There is no other way around it.
Mm.
Second, don't have a resume. Don't build a resume. Build a project. Build a portfolio. Right?
Mm.
Project speaks louder than
Mm.
a resume. So build a good portfolio, big portfolio of success stories. Build your own case studies and keep them and use them for your project. And the third biggest thing, the most underrated thing in this digital world, is networking. Do not stop networking.
Network.
If you are in a good city, if you are in a posh kind of city like Bangalore, Mumbai, Kolkata, or Delhi or Chennai or something like that, go meet startup founders. Personally meet them. Just like you ask a girl for a
Mm.
date, you ask the founders for a date, and just talk about them, and start building your network from day one. Doesn't matter if you don't know anybody, but today start cold mailing just for just for a cup of coffee. Don't even pitch them a job. That will take you a long way. So that's one thing. Three things that I want
That's
to share.
super awesome. Super awesome.
Cool.
And really awesome. Like it was great to listen to you. So how people can find you? Like if somebody who want to learn from you for more, because Jayant is doing so much. Like you're doing great job in terms of e-commerce. Many people don't know. Recently you got. I was just watching your Insta, I think, where you have shown that $1,000 in 12 days, something.
No,
You
thousand
generated
dollars in
like
10 days, but we reached like more than 1 lakh rupees in sales in 12 days. So I
in 12
started
days.
an
Okay,
e-commerce
12 days.
store in November 5, and today is November 16th. We have crossed 1 lakh rupees in sales.
Wow.
Crazy ROI as well, crazy profits there as well. Yeah, so if you
We'll
want to
talk.
stay
We'll talk about yeah, well, e-commerce
e-commerce,
things in another interview. Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely. Hmm. So
So
yeah,
yeah,
so if you want to,
how people can.
yeah, so if you
Mhm.
want to stay connected, I have my own private group called Online Entrepreneurs Hub. Uh, Group is open for people who,
Okay,
yeah, like I'll put the link as well. So how do I put the link?
I'll
Wait,
be
I'll put
sharing
the
the
link.
link. So guys, just stay connected. I'll be sharing in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, any platform, just
Yeah.
check out in the comments and
Can we put this in
description if you're
the,
watching on YouTube.
instead of my name, can we put it there? Like where the giant is written? So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
you can put if
okay. So it's jayant.cc/club. So jayant.cc/club. That's the
okay.
my Facebook group. So if you are in Facebook, and I don't have any idea how do I change my name over here in StreamYard, so forgive me.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
I'm adding this if possible. I'm adding this
cool. Prabhakar asked a question.
giant.cc slash club.
Club. Yeah. Prabhakar asked a question, and it's a great question. I so wish people ask this question, but good. How to handle if client asks for guarantee? Give them a guarantee. You are doing a business. What kind of business are you running without taking any kind of risks? And by the way, people who are afraid of guarantee, I was afraid of guarantee once. The thing is, if you are a business owner, just like uh, any other freelancer, if you have a GST and everything, and you are promising your client something, let's say you promise them a certain number of leads out of Facebook, let's say you promise them a funnel in certain number of days, or you promise them something, deliver on that promise. Because if you don't deliver on that promise, they can legally put a case on you and get all the money back into themselves. So basically government of India or any country basically in the world is already giving doing the guarantee thing for you. So why don't you just use that thing as a marketing tactic? I mean, you're already what you call like, you need to, if they put a legal case on you, you are anyways liable to pay the same amount of money back. Just use them as that as a marketing tactics. Provide them a guarantee. Hey boss, if I don't give you 100 leads with this Facebook ad campaign, I'll give you your money back. What's the problem? The thing is, it has two
Mm.
benefits. One, there is a guarantee. Nobody gives guarantee, and a lot of people don't think like this. Second thing, imagine if you lose it. Okay, let's say you are not able to complete what the client says. You pay the money back to the client.
Imagine what happens, the level of trust that the client builds. They know that this guy is not a fraud. He's such an honest person that he has given me all his money back. And that level of trust you cannot get
Yes.
anywhere with any other kind of service. And next time, let's say first time you promised a client some 100 prospects, 100 leads, you are not able to deliver it. Next time when you pitch the client, don't promise 100 prospects, promise 50 prospects, be realistic. But when you start with guarantees, it just builds your authority to such a big level. It can go crazy. Yeah.
Yes. So,
Cool. I think,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we have covered up all the questions. Thank you so much, Jant, for sharing lots of value to our community. And thank you so much all the people who have stayed till the end. Like it's been 50 minutes. And thank you so much for your patience and asking questions and listening to it, engaging with us. And yeah, this is the link where jo- you can refer to
Join my
when
club.
if you wanted to learn more about more from Giant. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank
And I'll
you.
be sharing the details in the description. Thank you so much. Bye bye. So I'll be having next interview Thursday. This week we have a two interview. So stay tuned for that interview Thursday, same time. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Hello, guys. Thank you very much. I had so much fun, Sagar.